who's back? Yes, I'm back again on your TV screens every Saturday, 5 p.m. right here on Citi TV. This is Hall of Fame, the show where we get up close and candid with your favorite personalities. We sit down with them, we talk, we play games, we laugh, and we certainly get to know a whole new side to some of your favorite personalities. And as well, we give you an opportunity to ask the questions. So when it comes to clarifying the rumors, getting to know the personalities, everything is checked right here on the show. Happy New Year. Welcome into a new fabulous season of Hall of Fame. My name is Eja Sarpong. It's a pleasure to be on your airwaves. Today, my guest is someone really exciting. He's been in the industry for over 10 years. He's achieved everything he could, and he's now even taking his stardom into helping younger ones to realize their full potential. He'll be telling us all about it, as well as a killer concert set to happen right here on the show. When we come back, I'll be telling you all about my guest and sitting down with him. Welcome to Hall of Fame. And you're tuning in to Hall of Fame with yours truly, AJ Sarpong. And today, we're coming your way from the plush Apartamento Hotel, formerly Crown Apartamento Hotel here at Airport Residential Area. When you're thinking comfort, style, and luxury, think Crown Apartamento or former Crown Apartamento Hotel, now Apartamento Hotel. Thank you so much for hosting us so amazingly. But before I go into any other intro, I have to say a very big thank you to those that are responsible for making me look dazzling this evening. My hair, of course, by First Choice Hair and Beauty Clinic, and outfit by R. Lurie. You can find him on my social media handles at AJ Sarpong. Now, enough for the formalities, down to business. My guest today is extraordinary. He does conscious music with a nice flair. He has his own way of commanding the audience. He's been in the industry 10 years plus, using his stardom to impact children's lives and doing so much more. I'm just really excited to sit down and talk to him about. My guest, well, you'll find out shortly.
But if I go on my knees and I pray to Jah, He will protect I take me out of these bars. And the word in the book kinda builds my hope, but these bad situations kinda make it hard to cope. I really thank God for bringing B up in my life. The only problem, she can't afford to be a broke wife. My frustrations make it feel like I always push her. Sometimes I wanna quit rap and be a pusher. It's like I'm running from myself. Oh God, I'm stressed. The only thing that keeps me alive is I am.
And my guest is Trigmatic. Woo! Thanks for coming. It's nice to sit down and actually properly interview you. I've been looking forward to this day for a while.
Yeah, it feels good.
That's my evil smile. But welcome. Firstly, we started off by giving the fans an opportunity to ask questions. So today, of course, like every other, we gave you the opportunity to send in some messages, videos or two, and some people did. So we got some Facebook messages and then a video. So we're going to start it off with the video and then go into the messages. So this is what some fans of yours had to say.
Okay, Trigmatic, what's up? Shall we hear from you people? Before make we hear the songs more. Or Adewadana, shall we sit up? Charlie, make we sit up. We don't hear from you. Yeah. So it's also.
I think where they come up, them they force, so make it no bad.
Okay, that's an interesting one. You haven't been on top of the music as other projects of yours, but you've been doing quite a lot of things behind the spotlight and the limelight. So, new music. People are really itchy to get some new material out there. And I know you have a few things up your sleeves, actually.
Well, thank you. There's actually new music, but it's really not for everybody's consumption.
Okay.
It's music that you have to search and find.
Right.
It's not the regular Ghanaian sound that people are looking for.
Okay.
I'm more into music preservation, so I'm looking at the music that the fathers did and how I could reinvent them and bring it back to life. And unfortunately, we haven't, helped these young ones too well. So their thought about music is really different.
True.
And the orientation is so bad that everything Ghanaian or organic is actually ruled out. So everybody's probably looking for a sound that's different or is accepted elsewhere, but not the Ghanaian sound.
Yeah.
So after a while, I started doing very organic Ghanaian music, and I've found a niche, so I feed that niche.
Okay.
So if you don't fall there in that particular market where your music, you search for music, and you wouldn't find. Yeah.
Okay. And I want to start with your kind of music. So initially, you've progressed through quite a few sounds. How would you describe your sound, Trigmatic sound in particular?
No, I would say, there's nothing different. The only thing is I'm a bit daring, so I don't like to tag my sound as anything, but I just want to say maybe urban high life, urban high life, and I try to also experiment, with music, but the base of every song I do now is high life music, which is the Ghanaian sound. So high life is, there's so many type of high lives. There's the Boga high life, there's the Yamponsa, there's the Dagomba high life, there's the Gome, there's so many types of high life, so you can use that to experiment. You can experiment. So I fuse that with other things, and I do a little bit of Afrobeat. And when I say Afrobeat, the 80s Afrobeat, not the, people think Afrobeat is a new thing.
Yes.
It's not, it is not. The Ebo Taylor, the Fela Kuti type of Afrobeat, and then I modernize it a little bit, and then, just to give it that organic sound.
Okay. So starting from the beginning, all the way back, how was your entry into the Ghanaian music industry?
I came in as a rapper.
Okay.
And then, we were lacking a lot of education, so I just came in as a rapper doing English rap, and then, we thought that was it. Yeah. So that's actually how I did come in. My song leaked. That was actually not the song I was going to promote. It leaked.
Okay.
Yeah, it just leaked. I don't know how. It got on people's phones, and then, people started sharing it, and then that's it. Then the next thing I realized, I've been called for a show, and that's how it started, yeah.
But how did music or your becoming an artist start from you? Did you start in church? A lot of people come and say, oh yeah, my music journey started from the church and I was a singer, but how did your music journey start?
I was a born musician. I was a born musician. My mom sings, my uncles sing, all my cousins sing.
Okay.
Some of them even sing commercially, so it's in the family. I mean, if I remember when my mom passed and we were doing the family worship thing, it felt like a choir. Wow. The harmonies were on point. Everybody was doing their parts and all that. So it's in the family. I was born like that. Then I went through the process of doing all other things just so I can get to the top. Sleeping in studios, working for artists, working for DJs, working for producers, becoming a producer myself, later writing for a magazine, getting a radio job, and then finally meeting people that, took me, brought me into the commercial space, like the Foleys and the Hammers and meeting other celebrities through the magazine I was writing for. And finally, finding myself, it was quite a journey. I was a battle artist, so, I'll come to your space, Charlie, I'm trying to take over. Yeah. I'll battle, freestyle, go from a radio station to the other, be in almost every rap competition then I was in it. I moved from being a regular caller on a radio show.
No.
Yeah. Like there was a show that Mickey was hosting then, and it was on Saturdays 11:30. I'll be the one to call first, and whenever you say hello and I mention my name, they just know it's me. Yeah. So I start freestyling. throw in a beat and then you freestyle. They did it for a month. When you win, you come to the studio and finally get to freestyle. And that's how I met a few other people. I was always at the carnival shows in Osu, recognized Lyrical Hype, Lyrics' Lounge, Bless the Mic, all these shows before actually, getting to the top.
And I heard from the grapevine that you actually went to nursing school.
Yeah.
And you decided that it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Wait, take me through that point. At what point in time did you decide that, okay, I'm going to go into nursing school? And how did you decide, okay, this is not for me?
Well, the thing with me is I thank God for that gift, because I've always known what I wanted to do. My family took me to nursing school, and I didn't want to. So when I went there, Charlie, I saw the vibe, like, these people here, I can't be here. It's not my thing. I feel like nursing and being a doctor is a calling for, you need to have the heart for it, So when I went there, Charlie, the first time, my first class, I sat in for a while. I knew I wasn't coming back.
Charlie?
Yeah, I just knew I wasn't coming back.
How did your family take it when you said, I'm not going back?
Well, the usual. Charlie, we won't mind you again.
Wow.
If you don't, yeah. So I ended up, I went to computer school after, and it took a while before I went back to uni. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But if you always prove yourself right, then they
So at this point in time, did they blame the music for making you defy their vision for you?
Yes. Yes and no, not entirely. Yes, they felt like maybe it's because of the music. But also, my family is quite liberal, when it comes to certain things. They will just not mind you, and you will feel the fire. Yeah, they will just not mind you. And they knew it was the music, but they also knew that I'm someone that knows what I wanted. Even though I was younger, I was always, focused, like very, very focused on certain things. So yeah, they knew that this guy would do anything. So maybe we just leave out.
Okay. And speaking of family, now you have a family. Congratulations, you're a dad.
Thank you.
How has marriage life and fatherhood affected your style of music?
Well, it hasn't changed, it hasn't affected it in any way. I would rather say my spirituality is that which has had an effect or have an effect on my music, or but not on my creativity. Just on the things I touch on, the things I say. Now it has to be a certain way. There should be a direction because I have a purpose, so everything should lead towards that particular purpose, and that's how. But with the composition, the creativity, it never changed, it never affected. As for my family, that's why you need to choose wisely.
True.
Because my wife knew what I was doing before becoming my wife. So she still knows what I'm doing. There's no pressure from home. But yes, well, you have to be a role model for your children. So yeah, I am a role model. I'm trying not to do things that my son will probably be ashamed of, or will not be able to function because of my mistakes, and he will be blamed or he will be accused, and it will break his spirit. So I can't be selfish in my decision making. I have to think about them. Yeah.
And what are some of the realities of marriage or fatherhood that nobody tells you? What are some of the things that you've like, whoa, I wish someone had told me about this?
Well, that they always show you the glam and the fun part in movies, But when you go into it, you know that there's a reality, there's reality to face there, and it's been. Every day you meet new surprises. Even the people who are supposed to teach you, they are also facing new surprises.
That's true.
All the time. So it's just being ready for everything. Something that you make a decision and you know that I'm going in and I'm not coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's come to the industry in general. So how has the industry treated you as an artist?
Yeah.
Do you feel that you've gotten the recognition you deserve? Do you feel the industry sometimes is not structured in a way that gives those that put in the right amount of effort the right kind of results? What are your views on the Ghanaian music industry?
Well, I don't know if I should take the question from the top. But yes, sometimes, or in the beginning, I used to feel, a bit left out. I used to feel that people are not appreciating, the things I do, especially when I started giving out, doing the philanthropy work, going to orphanages and still coming back to read blogs, bashing me or probably talking about, what's happening with me, nothing is going on, that kind of thing. It was quite heartbreaking. But I was a child then, growing up, you realize that you need a tough skin, and this is what you signed up for. Yes, recognition I haven't received as much as I should, but nothing is enough, until you die. So I'm going to keep pushing and hope that, but I'm one person that I don't box my expectations.
Okay.
I feel if I'm not accepted in Accra, I'll be accepted in the North.
True.
If I'm not accepted in the North, I'll be accepted in Takoradi. If not, outside Ghana. So I really don't mind. Otherwise, it would have influenced the kind of songs I do. I can, and I'm saying this not to run my mouth, but I can do any type of music I want to do, from rap to reggae to dancehall, and I've proved it over the years. I've done all the genres. And if you look at my collection at home, I've taken Record of the Year before, I've taken Dancehall Song of the Year before, I've taken Best Rapper of the Year before, Best Collaboration, Songwriter of the Year. As for the industry awards, I've always swept them. So it's not even about what I create. I can do anything. So when I look at how people accept it, I know that maybe there's a new wave of artists, and they're doing well. You can't be king forever.
Sure.
You can only but stay relevant, but you cannot be king, forever. You always try to change the things you do bit by bit, touch here and there. And then that's it. What else could I ask for? If finally, the club is there, other businesses that I'm doing is running, and other things is going, what else can I ask for? I'm actually looking beyond Ghana. Yeah.
So speaking of, and you touched on commercial music, and two questions. Firstly, you're not someone that rolls with the tide. Why not move with the season and do more commercial or more in vogue music? And secondly, you have stated that in press outlets or in other interviews that people do commercial music but are still broke. So does the industry pay?
The industry does pay.
Really?
The industry pays if you refuse to be myopic in your thinking. For instance, Ghanaian fans have been made to think that you are only making it if you have a hit song.
Yes.
So it's getting into the heads of the artists, especially the ones who probably haven't released a song in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
The pressure.
But I always say that do not be under the pressure. That actually tells who you are. If you are moved by the pressure and the heat, then you're not a strong man. Make decisions when it's hot. Make decisions when it's tough. So you can do more than just music. As a matter of fact, if you read the Bible, it talks about the parable of the men that were given the talents. Some were given 5, some were given 2, 3, 1. Now, it's what you do with what you have that determines what you get. It's not exactly what you have, it's what you do with it. So maybe you get only one hit song ever in your career, but it doesn't mean you should sit and wait. So yes, it does pay. It may not pay directly, like say getting a hit song, playing shows here and there. But once you get the fame, there's so much you can do with the fame. You can start, now people, social media is free. You can start your own blogs. You can be talking about things. You can address certain issues and still make money from it. The fact that you are AJ, if you walk into any office, oh wow, I've seen you on TV. Oh wow, and then you put a proposal on the table.
It gets your foot in the door.
Exactly. So there's so many other ways that people. So it does pay. I always say that it pays. It's not, sometimes people just look at liquid cash or but there's so many other ways. It can get you places, connections that can later bring you the money that you seek. So it's not just getting a hit and playing a show. Look, Akon is still rich.
True.
And super, super rich. But when Akon's first album came out, probably Soulja Boy had not released a song, but you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. So it's about what you do. Like in life, it's not just where you find yourself, that space you find yourself, but it's what you do within that space. Because whilst you're there, somebody is right behind you. So I believe that it pays.
What would you change about the industry if you could, if it was up to you?
First of all, setting an agenda, because that's what Ghana lacks. We don't even have a national agenda. Because think about it, if we have an agenda, and the agenda is probably to push the brand Ghana, okay? One, government will sponsor that agenda, and corporate bodies will be moved to sponsor that agenda. Ghana will be taught in schools, and when I say Ghana, everything Ghanaian. Folklores will be on the rise like it is in Nigeria and other countries. That when you enter into Nigeria, you're in Nigeria. When you come to Ghana, you get confused whether you're in Ghana or you're in America or London. Yeah, So media will plug that in. The educational sector will plug that in. The health sector will plug that in, because everything Ghana must be promoted. So that agenda must be set. That way, when you're composing a song, you even try to insert some Ghanaian thing in it, because you know what? We're selling Ghana. You're shooting a music video, you do the same. You're shooting a movie, you do the same, because we're pushing brand Ghana. That agenda must be set. Secondly, music will be taught, because it must be taught. It is a profession. Music is a profession, it's not a job. A job pays you, but a profession requires passion, time, resource, and so much more. A job, you can really not care about a job and still do it and get paid at the end of the month, but your profession, it goes along with you. So music must be taught. Why? Because it's a technical thing. It requires calculation. It requires timing. It requires having a listening ear. It requires knowing how to manipulate sound. So there's so much. As a matter of fact, there are doctors in music. So it must be taught in school just as any other subject. These are the two things I'm very passionate about. Having it taught, and so that we get a proper orientation, even not for us, but the next generation, to understand that I can be, why not say I'm a musician, but I'm also a doctor, and not be a doctor, but I can also be a musician. But I'm a musician, that's my first job, but I can also be a doctor. I'm a musician, but I'm also an architect, So that, that thought, that school of thought that is for people who have failed in life, people who do not have, so that it will change.
Okay, all right. We're going to go on a quick break, and my guest today on the hot seat is Trigmatic, a man who has been in the industry for years, 10 years to be specific. Having a concert tonight, we'll be talking all about that, and as well his interesting views on the industry. I hear he might be thinking of running for a position. All this and more when we come back. This is Hall of Fame.
Get the backstory of the major news stories on Press Conference. Hear from the editors and the reporters behind the biggest stories of the week.
The university needs to think and reconsider. There are women who are in our universities who have been sexually molested for grades. That doesn't matter.
Press Conference, every Sunday at 9 p.m. with Duke Mensa Opoku. Only on Citi TV.
You're tuned in to Hall of Fame right here on Citi TV with yours truly, AJ Akwako Sarpong. Today my guest is the one and only Trigmatic. He's a musician, a father, a happily married husband. He's a radio presenter. He does some amazing work with building the next generation of musicians, artists, and creatives. And I'll be talking to him about that as well. Well, Trig, again, let's go back into conversation. Thank you again. I like it when I'm having deep conversations. It brings in my curiosity. But you have expressed some interesting thoughts on Gamro. So Gamro, in the recent past, said they were thinking of taxing churches, royalties, or getting royalties from churches based on the intellectual property they use sometimes in the church during praise and worship. And you didn't entirely agree with that particular stand. Matter of fact, you described it as airhead, lazy, and unthinkable a decision. At least that's how it was reported in the press. Was that taken out of context, or are those your thoughts?
Well, I didn't know how that thought was born, because they know that technically it cannot happen because they have not successfully been able to collect it from the secular. It hasn't worked. So these should remain as thoughts. Okay. But if you didn't have the plan, don't bring it out. That was my position, that you don't have the strategy to say, okay, I'm going to collect. I mean, even till date, from the radio stations and from other places, it hasn't been able to be collected well. So coming to say that you're going to take it from churches, now one, which of the royalties are you collecting? Are you taking performance royalties or which ones? Because we don't play the songs as they are originally in the church. People perform them. So they needed to give us a clear understanding for us to know, okay, this is how we intend to do it. But even the thought, man, it will not work.
But churches get a lot of tax breaks. I mean, when you look at it in a holistic point of view, very few of them actually pay the requisite taxes and are not even taxed that, if at all. So is it not it's not very far-fetched to say, okay, let's take something small from them in terms of royalties for the songs that actually make up a large part. But
my question is, how? Okay. Because why I'm asking that is because, like I said, so for instance, if you're playing a Joe Metal song on radio, they look at the number of counts, they come, they said, okay, you did this, blah, 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 and then they collect it and then they take it. Now, in a typical church, Joe Metal himself will go and perform in the church.
Sure.
You understand? So, or you probably have like a choir leader who is not a professional singer, who is performing the song. So my thing is, which of the royalties are you taking? Are you taking? The churches are not playing the original songs for you to say, okay, I'm going to go, tax them. Yes, you can take performance royalties. You can. But my thing is, how? Because even the other ones, you haven't been able to take them successfully. So let's not start. So my point was just saying that don't start looking elsewhere when the ones you've already been giving, you haven't been able to take them.
That makes sense.
It's like just fishing out for vulnerable places to go and then say, I'll go and take it. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's not. But do the other ones that you've already been taxed to do. At a point, they said they were going to take it from taxi drivers. Exactly. So, but then it's happening. There are stickers that you stick to your car. It means that you're paying royalties for music you play in your taxi and all that because it's a commercial vehicle. So you understand. I just felt like maybe they should have drafted the plan well and then put it out.
You seem very in touch with your spirituality. Would you consider going into the ministry at some point in time? Are you already in the ministry? And would you make it a point sometime in the near future to have Trigmatic ministries, perhaps?
I mean, it could happen because that's our calling. When I say our calling, it may not be for another person, but I'm Christian and I'm a believer. And my commission is to spread, the gospel. And so to be able to let the next man know that, Christ is the way and the truth, so if that time comes and I feel like this is the moment, not even about my feelings, but, when it comes, yes. But for now, I'm still in that grooming process. I do what I have to do. I play my role as a Christian, and I entreat everybody else to do same, regardless of your profession or where you find yourself working. Be able to spread that word, and that's all we've been asked to do. So if it comes, I won't fight it.
Okay, so from ministry to presidency, musical presidency, you have expressed your interest in contesting for the musical presidency. Are you going to? One, and why do you think you would be a more effective or efficient president than Obo?
Well, I don't want to say being, better or efficient, than Vice, because, he's done some work. We cannot rule that out. And I haven't even gone, to say or state there that I'm going to go stand. But I feel like, there's so much we can do. There's so much we can do with the union. And, one is even being able to attract the youngings to be a part of the union, because they are not. The music superpowers in the country, the Shatters, the Stone Boys, and Sarpong, how to make the union an attractive space for them to be a part of, because if they are opinion leaders, so they make disseminating information to the other ones easier, being able to bring that, unity amongst all of us. And like I said, setting that agenda and being able to go by, making sure lives of musicians, are better and something to write home, about. All these things are done. And by myself, on my own, with my team, we've been able to do quite a number of things. Last year, for instance, I brought in 7 music experts from Spain to teach, the young ones that I teach in the club, what is music and other ways to teach music. This year, I have 20 students coming in from the States in March. March 14th, we'll be having like a big meeting with them for them to, teach us unconventional ways. In June, July, August, I should be hosting Dr. Megan Bennett here in Ghana, who's coming to volunteer, in the club. So we're doing things. We did a whole music research, by ourselves and with the team from Spain. We've taught at least 6 musicians how to teach music, how to read music, how to understand music. So all these things sometimes must pass through the union. In that, if you're a member of a union, for instance, festivals, festivals and festival calendars are easily accessible to you as a member. These are some benefits that you can get. So not to probably, maybe I'm just going to add up to what Obo has started. He's done some incredible things. Being able to have them pay in dues and using the dues to do stuff for them, putting together Ghana Music Festival and stuff like that. But, even like Ghana Music Festival, it could be branded well, it could be done well, it could be a series of events and not just a show. A show is not a festival, it's just a concert, but you can do more than that. There could be display of culture, there could be things that could, and one of the biggest things which I want to do, with or whether, being a president or not or whatever, is to have a music conservatory. One that a lot of people can visit, or maybe like a music museum or Hall of Fame, because it's important.
Yeah.
We need it because the kids now don't know the history. Everybody's giving credit to now. There's even an argument about the UK owning Afrobeat, and it's funny,
isn't it?
Yes. So you should check it out. They actually did a whole documentary on it, and it's funny because Afrobeat, the fathers of it are Africans, West Africans.
Of course.
Ebo Taylor, who is Ghanaian and still alive. And I pray, he doesn't die before we acknowledge the works that he's done for Ghana. he's like an originator or part of the originators of Afrobeat, like Fela Kuti and Co. They need credit for it. So these people must be known.
So will you contest Obo in the next musical election?
Well, I think Obo is not going to contest again because his time is done.
Okay.
His time is done. But
so
I
are
would
we
say,
going to see you as one of the contestants at the next musical election?
If I do get the opportunity, yes. But if not, I'm not going to fight for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I will still do the little that I can.
Okay.
If I'm invited to join them in any way, yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay, so let's go back to the club. How did it start? What triggered that creation?
Well, I went for a little training in Spain.
Okay.
It was a music training. So I'm a professional musician.
Yes.
So it was during that training that in one of the sessions, a friend of mine had a long walk with me. And in fact, she said, I want you to join us again in Italy when we're doing the next session. So the next session I went. And in Italy, after the whole thing, we did a big concert, like it was actually like a festival type. And then we took a walk again. And then she was like, you know what? I think you can do what we're doing here in your country, teaching them other ways to learn, because there are people who easily forget. There are kids who cannot remember things easily, but music can solve that problem. And you can look at the other ways. The teachers have been teaching subjects that are so difficult, and the kids are not able to learn the way they should. So I said, yeah, I can actually do it, So when I came back to Ghana, I just decided, let me register this thing. Let me just put it together. Let me do it with or without funding. Whatever thing comes out, let me do it. So I started it myself. I said, let me go to my alma mater, which is Martin Ipporis. And then when I went there, I spoke with the director. He bought into the idea, and he's like, oh, yeah, this happens in the States as well. So I'd love to do it. I said, yeah. He said, but do you have the means? How are you going to? I said, yeah, I'll do it. And so I started by renting instruments myself. So every week I was renting instruments from drums to keyboards to guitars and everything, and have the children study. Then I spoke to a few band members that I've played with before. I said, can you volunteer as teachers for me? And then they did. And then, we cut cake for the first meeting, and we printed some banners and stuff. We did our WhatsApp and whatever pages, and then we did Instagram, and we started putting word out, Then I started reaching out to the big bodies out there, like the Global Leaders Program, which one of the girl that brought the idea that said I should do it is a part of. So they said, okay, why don't we use your project as a local host program here in Africa? So currently it is like a program where, so that's how I got Dr. Bennett. So she's coming in as a student from Global Leaders Program. It's a master's program for musicians. So I'm trying to look at scholarship programs for the kids in the club and how other kids can be a part of it. We're looking at expansion projects. So currently we're doing our expansion projects where communities can benefit. So we have like weekends, in a community like Dansuman, you can have the guys, come around. One thing this does is that also the other thing is that instead of wasting the time, probably going on social media, trying to do all other things that are unnecessary, we occupy them. So if you have an instrument to learn before coming back to school, you go and then you learn it. You won't waste your time. So you probably, after school, you're playing the keyboard and you enjoy doing it. You'd want to do that than be on your phone. Now we're leaving kids to be by themselves, and we're not teaching them what to do when they're not in school. So that becomes a problem as well.
So one thing that keeps you preoccupied is agriculture and farming, and you have spoken out a lot about it. What products are you into, and how lucrative has it been for you as a farmer?
Well, farming teaches you a lot of things. I mean, and for me, that's a gain as well. I gain from learning, but it's been good. We've been able to sell to the local market, the rice that we grow. I grow rice. I started small, just a piece of land, and currently I'm a part of a bigger farm, which is Kent's Farms, and we're about 4 partners, and we grow about 30 plus acres of rice. So it's a lot, and we're looking at getting into fruit production pretty soon. So it's not bad. It's not doing bad at all, but it's just you know, the fight against, you know, rice and its importation.
I was about to
You
get
know,
into that. Ghanaians have foreign taste buds when it
Exactly.
comes to rice. We
When
are
it
like,
comes to
oh,
everything.
That's wrong to some extent. But when it comes the rice part, it's like Thai. We like,
Yeah.
you know,
No, it's
Vietnamese,
just
all
we've
that
just
kinda.
been made to believe that. I mean, if
Okay.
you see the truth is we don't have the machines to polish the rice. So it's not the rice that is bad. It's just the polishing.
okay.
We don't have the machines to polish them to make them look the way it looks, and they say perfume. And
Perfume,
we don't
rice.
spray no perfume on it. It's just, you know, every rice smells the same. It's just, you know, the polishing and the way it comes out. Yeah.
So how has it been staying afloat with the biases that some people may have, especially in the market? Does it move fast?
It's tough. I must say it's tough, but it's very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling. I would say that people should not just rush into rice, you know, but rush into farming and not just the farming. Agriculture is huge. You can be a middleman and never farm, but you're just a middleman. You can provide transport services
To move things from
to
one
move
point-
things.
okay.
You know, you can just do the tools. You can just be into machinery. You can just be a distributor.
So there are
you know.
various aspects
Yes,
that
you
no
can
one
even
actually
own just
looks
the
at it.
storages. So you can have a silo. You can own like a place where you have the freezers to freeze fruits and stuff. There's so much, you know, to do. You can buy tricycles and send them to the farms and have them work for you. You know, yeah. If you can train people who clear lands, you can do that as well. But you know, there's so much to do. You know, and you can grow crops like maize. We eat maize every day.
That's true.
In this country, so the demand is there. In fact, as a matter of fact, when you're growing fruits, there's not even enough supply. You know, when you look at blue skies, they
Often,
import
yes.
every day.
Wow.
Yeah, they
Just
import
to keep up
every
with the
day.
demand.
To keep up with the demand, you know, and I mean, they don't just do, they don't just squeeze the thing. They do cut fruits as well. So if you're a farmer and you're out there, the avenues are there, you know, to take that. But just know the right crop to grow and know where you're and what grows well there, and you know, yeah.
But with the issues of land, land guardism, the issues of land that affect a lot of people, doesn't it make the entry into farming quite difficult?
Yes, it does. I mean, the last time we had an FAO discussion, it came up. The issue of land came up, but you know, it's a challenge that we're trying. You know, farmers are trying to battle every day, but it's something that has become better, because I know a lot of people too in the urban cities who have moved to the smaller communities to start farming, and the landowners are understanding it because they need to understand it also creates jobs for the people who are in that particular town. It does so much when you get a big investor coming on into your land to do a lot. Yeah. So yeah, well, now the landowners are beginning to understand and coming to good terms. Some of them are very funny, but yeah.
You're tuning into Hall of Fame with me, AJ Sarpong, and we're here at the Crown Apartamento Hotel, former Crown Apartamento, now known as Apartamento Hotel, and I'm having an amazing conversation with the one and only Trigmatic. Special thanks to First Choice for my hair, our Louis for my outfit, and back to the conversation. So, going into industry news, beef. Actually, so Sarpong dropped advice, which was rumored or alleged to be a reply to a beef that had been brewing for quite a while between him and Shatta Wale. When they were listing celebrities that were reacting to advice when it was dropped, you're one of them. Fire, fire, fire emoji, and then damn. I would like to know your honest opinion about Sarpong's advice.
Well, I think it's a beautiful piece. You know, the hip hop culture calls for that.
Okay.
So, and me coming from that space, I thought the song was banging. It was. I wasn't applauding him, you know, for dissing Shatta, but the song, it was good, and the video that came with it, you know, was on point. Everything was speaking for itself. I was just admiring the creativity, and I still think it's fire. You know, that's just about it.
And what is your candid opinion about the Shatta Sarpong, you can even throw in Stonebwoy beef that has been brewing for quite a while?
Well, I don't even know where it started from. But I mean, if you ask me, I think maybe it's just Shatter's way of doing his things. I don't think it's really serious. I think it's a strategy. Sometimes it might hurt other people, or the fans might get it twisted. That's my only fear, and that's why I think, once a while he should let the fans know that this is, is a game. Otherwise people take it to the extreme. Like I've been, to certain places where, people abuse, say things like, you, the last time I see say, so, because we are leaders and people follow us, and the things we say, some people take it to the extreme. So I think that it shouldn't really be encouraged. It's part of the culture. Yeah, if it happens, it should be kept on the creative level, just on the music level, and then that's it.
What's your general opinion about beef in the industry? Do you think you would ever use it in some point in your career?
No, I don't think so. I mean, people have tried it in the past. I mean, there was a time, I think, who was it? C-Rail called me out in the song, and I didn't see the need to respond. It's not my thing.
Okay.
I'm totally on a different path, so yeah, it's not my thing.
But when you see others do, you're like, oh.
I'm like, okay.
Whatever floats your boat.
I feel like, Charlie, it's not needed, but if you want to do it, that's you.
But when it comes to your club, have you has government contributed in some way or the other? Have you ever gone looking for government sponsorship to help your work become better or easier?
Yes, I have, and I still chase it. I've met the minister once, twice. I've met a few members of the committee, just so we institutionalize it, or we make it formal and get some assistance, because we need instruments, we need learning materials, we need a few other things. So yeah, I'm still chasing. When the researchers came from Spain, we met with the union president of all, hoping to have access to other places. And yes, we met a few people, sent a few letters out here and there. Still hoping for the best. But
so response hasn't been exactly
no, it hasn't been good. Yeah, it hasn't been good.
Do you think the government is supporting the arts the way they should?
I think they are. But what's important, they are not paying attention to. First, they need to identify that there indeed is a problem, that needs to be tackled. Like, for instance, K-pop is a big thing now in South Korea.
Apparently, and they exported it into the Western world.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, last year, moving to this year, that was the only thing that got the most tourists into the country.
Wow.
K-pop. So it goes a long way to say, I mean, look, in December, look at what happened to Ghana. It was all entertainment. That's the only thing that's brought people to this country the most.
Do you think the whole full circle involved the artist? Some people have spoken about, been like, no, it seemed very in a silo and no one really was involved. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I also think that they can also, push to be a part of it, get themselves involved, take proposals to these people. Promoters should get involved. Everybody should get involved. Take it to their tables. If they refuse, then you know that you approached them, but they didn't. But until then, they can only but do it for family members, people who are close, artists who are closer to people who know them. It will always be like that. It's an African thing, and I wish it changes. Where people in power or lawmakers will look at relevant things and want to sponsor these relevant things. We pray for a better Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I should delve into what are your. Okay, so there have been interesting thoughts that have floated around, and someone who seems in tune with your spirituality. What are your views on the National Cathedral? Do you think it's wasteful government expenditure or wasteful expenditure in general? There are other priorities that we should be lining up, or it's in line and it should be done?
No, I think the timing is totally wrong. There's so many other things to do. There's so much to do that could have been done first. I mean, if later you decide to once the people are happy and everybody is smiling and the economy is smooth and things are going well, you decide to even build a national bathroom. That's fine, but I feel the timing was wrong.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing. It wasn't wasteful. Nothing for God is a waste, but the timing wasn't or isn't right. Even I don't know if it's really gonna happen.
It is. It's pushing through.
Yeah, but if it is, the timing is totally wrong. Now's not the time, and especially looking at the resources involved. Yeah.
Well, moving away from that to the concert tonight. Tell me about it. We're celebrating 10 years of Trigmatic.
Yes.
What are we looking forward to seeing this evening? Why should people who probably haven't gotten their ticket yet or figured out their itinerary for tonight just troop straight to you this evening? Yeah,
this evening, if you don't enjoy music, don't come. It's a night where you if you're a music lover, you ought to be there, because a story is going to be written and it's going to be written and told at the same time, and you need to hear the story. It's a story about a young chap who started from Flamingo on a mattress on the floor, and now is all over the place. And 10 years now, the struggles, the good times, the good friends, the bad friends, all put in music. And you should be there to be a part of it. It's going to be a whole experience. And I'm honoring 3 of the greatest African musicians we've produced. Hugh Masakela, who's dead, may his soul rest in peace, and also Akable, who has been one of the greatest guitarists ever produced from Ghana, and of course J. Adolfo, who's called the Black Chinese, and has done a lot for high life music. So I'm honoring these people by doing some of their songs and presenting them with some citations, and just to say, we acknowledge your work and the job that you've done, and we really, really want to say, big thank you for holding or giving us a sound that we can also carry along. Yes, and that night is going to be live music. It's going to be good music, great music. If you have taste for music, you love a type of sound, your high life sound, authentic Ghanaian music, some traditional music, if you want to hear it, but even if you want to hear some hip hop, because I'm going to do some hip hop, I'm going to bring the hip hop home. Plus all of your celebrities are going to be there. Stoneboy is going to be there tonight. Why miss it? Yeah, man. Sina Soul is going to be there. Kobisa, Komla Jr., Yaya, Nanaya. So many artists, Captain Planet. Nice. Anybody that I've ever featured, on a song with is going to be on there. We're going to perform all your favorite Trigmatic songs from My Life, My Jolly, Usikenti, Jinyame, RJ with Raquel, and then now My Life, the remix with Manifest AI and Walasi, and they're all on the bill as well. So there's so much to get when you come tonight. Plus, you get some merchandise from myself: t-shirts, badges, phone. How do you call it? Pop sockets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, any Trigmatic merchandise you've always wanted, you get it, and just come and have fun.
So rate and location.
It's just it's just 30 Ghana cedis, and I think it's 15 Ghana cedis for students of Alliance.
Okay.
It's at Alliance Française. A good setting for the kind of music.
I like the way it feels when you go for a concert.
Exactly. Music heads.
Charlie.
And we just meet, and it's 30 Ghana cedis. It's cool. It's cool, and
30 pay. Charlie, we got it.
Yeah, man.
But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be there. So guys, if you want to catch me anywhere, tonight will be a good place to catch me at Alliance Française. But now let's go into some games.
Okay. Okay. I'm wondering what it is.
So it's very simple. So I have some logos to show you.
Okay.
You just have to figure out where this logo is from. What company, what person.
Whoa.
It's simple. It's
not
really.
Wow.
Okay. So let's start with the very first logo. And the best part about it is we are creating the result. The one that gets the most will get something very special from Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah. So first one is, it looks like a moto.
I think this is Gucci.
Is it? Yeah, actually, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know this.
This one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Victoria's Secret?
Is it Victoria's Secret? It
Yeah,
actually
I
is
think
Victoria's
it's-
Secret.
Hey.
Man, who knows his underwear?
Well, that's Snapchat.
It is Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Okay, so the next one is yeah.
Starts with a G.
It does.
Oh, no. Mozilla.
It is. Actually, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beats by Dre.
Is it?
Yes.
It actually is. I don't have a good poker face though. I'm really horrible at that. Yeah, but... So yeah, you got it all. Yeah. You did well. It's allowed. But Trig, thank you so much for coming. Before I let you go, you have to say final words to people sitting at home who love your music. 10 years,
man.
someone who probably feels that they want to enter the music as well. Firstly, why? Okay, I need to ask this question before we go into the final words. Why did you move away from rap, which was what you predominantly entered with, into more soulful singing and all that?
Okay, well, I just want to say that I really didn't move, I didn't move at all. I just fused it with my home sound, and people actually thought, he's no longer doing that American, hip hop rap, now I just brought it home, that's all. Because if you listen to Sikenti, yes, I did a verse where I sang, but my second verse was rap.
Sure.
If you listen to most of the songs, forgetting that even My Life, which was the first song, I did a rap, but I sang the chorus, so it's just a mind of people,
Okay.
But
So
I really
you
didn't
still
move away.
merged both.
Yeah, I still merged both. Yeah.
So finally, before I let you go, to some dreamer somewhere who's sitting at home thinking, I really want to be the next Trigmatic. What would you like to tell that particular person who loves you so much?
Well, I'd like to say, get into it, do it. You might be bigger than Trigmatic, because I'm looking at being bigger than I am. Don't stop. Just keep pushing, Charlie. When we started, I remember there've been times where we've walked from Circle to my home back and forth almost every Saturday. Just because you have to get to work. I've myself and Edem, we've walked from Labadi to Nungwa after Nungwa before. Not even before, so many times. There have been times you will be hungry, but all these are like training moments. They are moments to groom you, that when you become that superstar, you will remember, and it will help you to shaping you. So keep doing it. Don't stop, Charlie. Never, ever, ever stop. And don't kill your dream. Don't let anybody kill your dream. You believe in your dream, so you do it. Do it till people find it. I say that whenever you are painting, you know what you are painting. Keep painting it till you are done. People will get the picture. Don't listen to what people are saying. But the eye is too big. You are the one painting. Paint it. When you're done, people will see what you're trying to paint. And keep supporting my music. Follow me on social media.
Absolutely.
Trigmatic Rocks on Twitter. Trigmatic on Facebook. Official Trigmatic or Trigmatic Official on Instagram. Or just Google Trigmatic and you'll find me. Tonight, let's meet at Alliance Francaise. It starts now. I'm sure people are already in there, and man, let's have fun.
Okay, and I look forward to it. Trigmatic, thank you so much for coming through.
You're
I
welcome.
had an amazing time having a conversation with you.
I must say, I love your show, and I enjoyed it, and I think you're a very good interviewer.
My head is so big.
Yeah.
It's so big right now. I can't fit into the room, but thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming, Trigmatic, and thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure coming your way today on Hall of Fame. Join me next week as I get down and sit down with one of your favorite personalities and ask them some of the questions you have been burning to ask. My name is Aja Kwakosap. I want to thank you again to this fantastic space that has hosted us so beautifully, Apartamento Hotel. We appreciate you for allowing us to invade your space, and we hope to keep coming back. Again, a special thank you to R. Louis for my outfit and first choice for my hair. It takes a village, guys. It takes a village to make me look this good. I'll be back your way next week. Same time, Saturdays, 5 p.m. right here on Citi TV. Until I come your way again, keep watching Citi TV.